Right guys, it's the old Ed Shed. Now the Ed Shed entry to the soapbox race. Well, we'll see. We've signed up. So, this is the brake. Bit of rebar, rubber on tyres. I'm going to put a pedal here. I'm going to push that way. It's going to shove that, and that's going to shove that into there. I'm going to straighten it up a bit so it'll be a bit different. Right, I've had to reinforce my steering arm because that was a bit wobbly. And obviously I've done a bit of some bits of welding I missed. Well, I didn't miss. I didn't do because it was upside down. I've got to do a brace from those back to the frame, which is going to happen, and I've got to do some footrests, which is going to happen. But I'm just trying to work out how to do this brake pedal at the moment. The brake pedal is the thing that's going to intrigue me. Then I've got my wheelchair over there, which I've got to make my arches for the support, the framework we're going to have. Depending on what we're going to use. We're keeping it a bit dark. It's either going to be a Spitfire or it's going to be a battery. Don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so talk to you soon. Yeah, soapbox build. Right, soapbox build. So far we got our brake. There's our brake. Bloody rebar. Into the tyre. Job's good. Reinforced our steering arm with a bit of extra tubing over the top of it so that threaded rod doesn't bend. MGC pedal box, which we've chopping up. We're going to weld these two together so that we use this pedal, we use that pivot. And we'll cut that, we'll leave that in there, maybe, I don't know, we'll do. Because we've got to put a beam across, put a foot on, so the pedal's going to be cut down, I think, anyway. So if I get the two together, pinch them up, weld them, and then make one big pedal, because I want to get this one here close to the centre. I don't want that out there because it's in the way, so I'm going to take that up there. I can cage it through so the bend don't bend. I've just got to work out how I'm going to do it. Obviously, when I went down the tube of the rebar, I wasn't thinking. What I should have done was to slid another pivot on and had a little pivot here coming down so that I could push against it. But I was miles away, sorry. Steering wheel's giving us trouble. Found a smaller wheel, won't fit on the Boss, so that's a bit of an issue. But I know there's that Momo wheel somewhere. I'm going to find it. That's small. I hope that if not, I'll redrill the bloody Boss. But anyway, we now are worrying about the design. Obviously, there's a bit of congestion about, or congestion, a bit of conflagration about what we're going to use. I want to do a Spitfire, or like a Bugatti, or a biplane. Now, obviously, the problem is the width. We don't know the specs of the width, so I'm going just guessing that we're about the width of everyone else's. So in theory, we could do any of those cars. I just said that I'm sick of doing everything. So my assistants have now said, or one of them, she said that she's pretty good at doing whatever. So she thinks she can build something. Now, I don't know what, but she says she can build some design. So I'm going to keep it at that and say, yeah, if she can build a design that's, I don't know, like something interesting, that's not going to make the car too wide, because I think if it gets too wide on that chicane, I know the road's only about 13, 14 feet wide there, so if you started putting wings on there and you started putting bales in to make it, they're going to have trouble. I need to put another stop on the steering, because that stop on the right is great, but there needs one on the left hand side, so that's obviously got to be done. Just a cage, really, just to stop you getting the. What I noticed is you get the overcorrection wobble, and then it gets too far and it pulls the thing into the bank. I've watched a lot of these Red Bull races, and I think that a lot of them don't put a great deal of, I don't know, thought into what they're doing. So I'm sort of thinking to myself, I need to get the steering. I don't need as much steering, because this isn't an obstacle course, this is a downhill course. And so what I'm thinking is you don't need quite as much, you just need a little bit more thought. So that obviously is the other thing which need to be done. That other steer rod might need to be braced. I don't know whether it might be too weak, but we'll see. It's good enough for old people's disabled cars. I'm sure it'll be fine. And obviously, like for the body size, well, I've got the rest of the wheelchair, which I can use for some hoops over the wings, if she goes with a wide body. And if she doesn't, then I can make just a hoop behind the seat, possibly, and a hoop at the back and a hoop at the front. That's my plan, and then they can build whatever they bloody want on it. Yeah. So it's a combination of everything you can think of, coupled with an MGC pedal box. And another rebar. Gonna have to find some more rebar, because I ain't getting more rebar. I need some rebar. Rebar. Ondale. Anyway, we'll get something that won't bend. And if I keep it to the chassis, I can box it. So if it does start to bend, like that down there, I can put it into a cage sort of idea. I got some cage bits. We can cut some out into cages. At the moment, this is just absolutely made out of scrap. And I don't know whether, whether it sort of makes any difference, but like this has been made out of scrap. This is out scrap we got here. I haven't bought anything. This is just scrap metal. That's why it's that length, because that's how long the tube was. That's the only bit of box I had. I wasn't going to cut one of the ramps up. And the reason why the front axle and back axle is the width of that is because that's the width of the axle. I'm not going to shorten the axle. But yeah, I mean, in reality, that's pretty good. I mean, she's actually all right. I mean, for what we've done, for what I've actually done. And the rebar was in stock against the shed there. Bracketry, galvanised brackets. So I give myself galvanised flue. Yeah, I wish I'd looked harder. But it's the only two bits I had that were really nice, and they were nice and sort of caged. So they're escaped, so they're actually reinforced. So I think they'll be fine. I'm going to put a handbrake. I'm going to weld a lever on, so that if in a doubt the pedal box fails, I can yank the lever, possibly the driver's side, right hand, so we can yank it up and pull it against the wheel. So I've got to brace them up. And with the last bits of the box section, or like bits of angle I've got, that's the last bit of angle, I'm going to come from here to here, from here to there, put the seat on, and then I'm going to try and work out where this pedal box is going to go. Because obviously we've got an adjustable seat. We can slide the seat back and forward. So for different drivers, obviously if it's me, then I need it far back. If it's them, then I'll need it further forward. But yeah, by that rationale, we'll do all the bearings. We'll take all these out, repack them all with grease. We'll repack everything with grease. And we'll lock tight the centre spindles in there, because I think those could come loose. Then, like I said, I don't know, maybe give it a coat of paint and take it for a test drive. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to turn it off there, guys, and say, listen, I've done this on my own in about, I don't know, 2 days. So it's 2 days of my life I won't get back, and I should be doing something more important, like maybe that over there. But listen, I'm not doing this, because I've been quite enjoying doing this. This has been fun to do. This has been fun. I mean, I cannot believe that it sort of went together quite like it has. I mean, if this brake system, which is like being used on Silvercross prams for years, works well, then I don't see that it won't stop it. And if I put a lever, weld a lever up from here, sort of some idea. Oh, stay there, guys. If I went right, so if I get an old Jag hammer lever and I weld it something like that, you can yank that or push it forwards, and in theory that'll put the brake on in an emergency, provided this lot doesn't break off. Well, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, my welding. Yeah, and Nicholas is helping me today again. I was going to say, Nicholas, go put some on. Right, so, yeah, looking good, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, and hopefully click that little like button and that subscribe button if you want to see more of the stupid rubbish that I do. Yes, yeah, whatever. See you soon. Bye.